Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss? It is hard to argue that there has ever been a better time to be a fan of Star Trek, with the franchise releasing 5 different series this year, along with many other projects in development. One of these yet-to-be-realized projects is a new series based on the mysterious organization known as Section 31, that would feature the return of the character Philip Giorgio from the Mirror Universe, who was first introduced to audiences in the first season of Star Trek Discovery. Since this project was announced years ago, there's been little movement on it. But just this week, we got an update from the head of streaming at Paramount that, along with some other developments, seems to position this series as the next one we will see in the near future. So I want to quickly share this news with you, along with my thoughts as to why I think we will see a Section 31 series soon. But before I do, I just want to thank you for clicking on this video and remind you to hit the like and subscribe buttons right now. Also, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these breaking news videos when they come out. Just in case you're new to my channel and have not been following the story as I have, I will briefly catch you up to date. Back in January of 2019, it was formally announced by Alex Kurtzman and others at Paramount Streaming, which was then known as CBS All Access, that a new series based on Section 31 was in development. Alex Kurtzman revealed that a team of writers had been hired and that they were very excited to continue the stories of Philip Giorgio. However, Mr. Kurtzman later stated that the company was only committed to producing 5 series at one time, so the Section 31 series would have to wait its turn, so to speak, for one of the series currently being produced to end. It is important to note that according to the producers of the series, Star Trek Picard was always planned to last only 3 seasons, so even at that time, Mr. Kurtzman may have known that a Section 31 series could not move forward until the 3rd season of Picard had completed. Of course, then the COVID outbreak affected each and every series in production for the next few years, which also then delayed further development on a new Section 31 series. Then later in 2019, during an interview with Vanity Fair, Alex Kurtzman once again confirmed that not only was the Section 31 series still in development, but that a writer's room had been conveyed and that a pilot episode had already been written. Mr. Kurtzman also spoke about how this series would be a different tone than any other that Star Trek had produced so far, and compared Section 31 to the Black Ops CIA division of Star Trek. It occupies an area of the Trek universe that's never really been explored geographically. It has a new mythology to it, which is very interesting. The concept of Section 31 was first used during the series Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which you could also say that as a series had a much different tone than anything else Star Trek had produced. Section 31 was conceived for the purpose of adding a greater moral ambiguity to the universe created by Gene Roddenberry. In the group's first appearance, Dr. Bashir is approached by an operative known as Sloan in an effort to see if he would be a valuable asset to their organization. Sloan describes Section 31 as an agency that is autonomous but also works in the best interests of the Federation in order to protect it. Sloan and Section 31 would be featured in 2 additional episodes of Deep Space Nine, and the organization would then be mentioned again in their first canonical appearance on screen during the series Star Trek Enterprise. Much like on DS9, a member of the crew of the Enterprise, Malcolm Reed, is approached by a member of Section 31 to assist in their activities to protect the interests of what was then known as the United Earth Government. Their appearance on Enterprise proved that the organization is actually older than the Federation itself and is partially responsible for its creation. Section 31 played a very large role in the film Star Trek Into Darkness, as they were responsible for not only the revival of Khan, but also for the development of advanced weaponry, such as the ship the USS Vengeance. It seemed that because of the events of the reboot 2009 Star Trek film, that Section 31 had become a much larger presence in that universe, and were responsible for changing the trajectory of the Federation from that of being explorers of the galaxy to a more militaristic vision. However, the organization really became fleshed out during the first and second seasons of Star Trek Discovery. Although still more in the shadows than their counterparts in the J.J. Abrams reboot universe, this version of Section 31 was shown to be an organized group with a vast amount of resources. Instead of working alongside the Federation autonomously, officers from Section 31 served with Starfleet officers and collaborated with them against specific threats. They even got their own style of badge, which you wouldn't think a mysterious organization that wanted to deny its existence would do. But anyway, the best part of the Section 31 arc on Discovery was the development of the Mirror Universe version of Philip Giorgio, played by the incomparable Michelle Yeoh. In fact, Alex Kurtzman has admitted that it was Miss Yeoh who brought the idea of a spin-off show featuring her character to him, and she has been very excited about the possibility since. Speaking of Michelle Yeoh, few actors besides her and her Mummy the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor co-star Brendan Fraser have seen a larger career renaissance over the past couple of years. Just this week, Miss Yo won a Golden Globe for her performance in the film Everything Everywhere All at Once, and in 2022 was named by Time magazine as its Icon of the Year. You could argue that it was her performance on Star Trek that jump-started this resurgence in her career, and after her performance as not one, but two versions of Philippa Georgiou, you can easily see why she is so highly regarded as an actress. Now would seem to be a perfect time for her to land a lead role in a big-budget series and return to a character that we have all enjoyed so much. Well, that may be exactly what is occurring, because this week at the Television Critics Association Winter Press event, when asked about a Section 31 series, Tanya Giles, the Chief Programming Officer of Paramount Streaming, confirmed the series is still in active development. Besides the popularity of Michelle Yeoh, I think that there are other things that position Section 31 as the next Star Trek series that will be moving forward. Mainly, the fact that Star Trek Picard will be complete after this upcoming season, which will leave only 4 series being created by Paramount with room for a new 5th. Also, Star Trek is in need of a new type of series, and Section 31 would deliver exactly that. Just look at Star Wars, and the success that franchise has had with the series Andor, which has definitely created a different tone than anything that they have done before. A Section 31 series could be Star Trek's answer to Andor, by showing a different part of the Star Trek universe and having a strong lead actor playing an ambiguous character that the audience can follow. Much like how Andor introduced its main character before the series was released in the film Rogue One, Section 31 would have the same advantage since Philippa Georgiou is an established character. When discussing how Philippa Georgiou would be presented on this planned series, Alex Kurtzman stated that Section 31 would be designed to put her character to the test in ways that a series like Discovery could not, and compared his vision to the Clint Eastwood Western film Unforgiven. I love the concept of Section 31, and I find the character of Philippa Georgiou to be fascinating, so I really believe that we could soon hear that this is the next series that Star Trek will produce. Given the way her character left Star Trek Discovery, by going through a portal to an unknown destination, the possibilities are literally endless. I tend to believe, though, that the Guardian of Forever will send Philippa Georgiou back to around the same time period that she had left, which will allow her to rebuild Section 31 from the ground up. The organization was all but destroyed during the second season of Star Trek Discovery, which may explain why it is depicted as a much smaller group during the events of Deep Space Nine. I would envision that this series will follow Philippa Georgiou as she searches for the cast-offs from Starfleet and tries to recruit them for a new mission, similar to how Captain Janeway came to find Tom Paris before he joined the crew of the Voyager. They could bring characters back like Ash Tyler, but I would rather see the series focus just on Michelle Yeoh and all the trouble that she can rile up. Having her return to the same time period could also open the door to her crossing paths once again with Captain Christopher Pike and the crew of the Enterprise, creating the possibility of a crossover with the series Strange New Worlds. But I think the best part of Star Trek creating a Section 31 series is that this will be much different than anything else that we have seen from them since Deep Space Nine, and that this is something that Star Trek is in need of from a new show. I don't think that Star Trek Discovery will be on for many more seasons, so that would leave Strange New Worlds as the only other live-action series being created. Since the tone of Strange New Worlds and Section 31 would be so different, I think they could both find popularity with different audiences, which would increase the fan base of Star Trek even more. This is why I think that in 2023, we will hear an announcement about a Section 31 series being produced starring Michelle Yeoh. But let me know what you think and if you would like to see a series based on Section 31. Well, that is all I have this time, but let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit that like button if you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on What Did I Miss? Hey everyone, Eric here, letting you know about a brand new podcast that I've started in 2023 named WDIM News, and I'm releasing it on Monday mornings. Each week, I will bring you up to date on the latest in sci-fi and other movie and series news, while also bringing on guests from time to time to join me in the fun. You can check out my latest podcast right here. Make sure that you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so that you know when they are released each week. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you next time.